Welcome everyone, Mobile Gaming Tester. I would like to benchmark the iPad Pro 2018 model, not the 2020 model, the 2018 12.9 inch model running PUBG Mobile. Now, I've been benchmarking other games on the iPad Pro 2018, so if you would like a playlist of all the games I benchmarked, use the link in the description. So I'm going to go to the settings, I'm going to go to graphics. Now I'm going to play with two graphical settings. The first one will be HDR and ultra frame rate, and anti-aliasing will be on. Essentially, this is the highest graphical setting that the iPad can play on. And the next game will be balanced graphics but extreme FPS. Now, ultra is, I think it's like around 50 to 55 FPS. Extreme is the full 60 FPS experience. Unfortunately, PUBG doesn't have an option to go to smooth graphics setting and 120 FPS. Hopefully in the future they do add that, as I'm sure there is a pretty darn high demand for that. Yes, you will get an advantage if you have 120 FPS, but Fortnite added it in. You know, why can't these other game developers add this feature in either? So we're going to play first of all HDR, ultra graphics, anti-aliasing on, shadows on, and we'll just see, first of all, is the game going to lag at all? Second of all, how hot is the iPad getting? While playing the two games, I will let you guys know how hot it's getting, is it uncomfortable to touch, all of the important things that you care about while playing the game. And I say I'll start the game and I'll do a bit more explaining. So we have Arena. In fact, I'm going to download this. I think this is the smartest. In fact, no, we're going to do a classic match. So we have third person solo. Let's get right into this. So this is a new account, so it'll probably be bots, just to keep that in mind. But the important part isn't how good I am at the game, it is how good the iPad runs the game. Next, you might notice that I'm actually recording the game instead of, you know, showing the hands cam. That is because I'm actually using my Elgato to record this game, and therefore, by recording with the Elgato, I have no performance drops, unlike when you use the default iOS screen recorder, and obviously you can see the game a lot better. So yeah, I say we have 23 seconds, and let's take a look at the graphics. So if we look at the shadows, you can definitely tell there's a ton of aliasing. Oh look, the screen went black, but there's a ton of aliasing with the shadows. And if you compare that to Call of Duty Mobile, which I don't have a side by side, that's definitely a lot worse. But if you look at the textures themselves, they look they look really nice, especially for a mobile game. This is a mobile game. What I find very confusing is that why on earth can I not play 60 FPS on the higher settings, right? Or at least go higher than that, because even the older iPads have the exact same graphical settings that this iPad has, right? Like the iPad 6th gen, which has the A10 chip, has the exact same graphical setting options as this iPad. So even though this is the highest settings PUBG allows you to play, I bet if you went into the game files, because if you didn't know, there's a jailbreak detection bypass tweak. If you went into the game files, modified them, we could probably get even better graphical settings in theory, which would be really nice. But for now, these are the graphical settings we get, and I'm not gonna lie, they look really good. They look really good in my opinion. But I think at the end of the day, most people who buy this device for, you know, gaming will probably want to use the lowest graphical settings but max frame rate, because if they're on, you know, no charge, because I'm on a charger, right? But if you're not on a charger, these graphical settings will destroy your battery. So we're gonna drop here. Oh, they added a new role. So if we take a look at the shadows, you can also tell this shadow quality is yeah, sure, it's a shadow, and so the range of the shadows isn't even that big. So you can see this one's loaded up, but these further ones haven't. Definitely, it's a pretty darn low shadow quality. But if you don't really focus on it, you don't really care. But you can definitely tell it's there. And you can see these shadows just loaded in. And as we run, you can see they did a pretty darn good job. Because in Fortnite, you can literally see as the shadows as part of the shadows load in bit by bit. Oh no, they're AI, right? So I should be fine. But you could literally see as all the shadows, like you could see chunks of it loading at once, and it looks really bad. But it seems like what they've done is where is my guy? So I think what they've done is oh yes, everything we want. Beautiful. I might start getting back into this game. I haven't played this game in a couple of years, since really 2018. So do mind, I'm not going to be great at this game. But what PUBG does is when you get near to a tree, it will load the entire shadow for the tree at once, and therefore it doesn't look anywhere near as bad. But overall, the shadow quality on PUBG is definitely nowhere near as good as Fortnite. But as far as the textures go, I mean, it does look really nice. And if I go to first person, you take a look at the gun. That gun does look pretty darn nice, and you can see now there isn't really any aliasing. To be fair, I have anti-aliasing on, but you can see, look at the gun sights. Literally no aliasing. I really like that, to be honest. I really do like that. What I didn't notice is that, check this out. These drinks for some reason. Oh, what went wrong there? I was watching a PUBG Mobile video like a couple of years ago, and that just scarred me. They spent so much time on the guns, and then the drink they forgot to add textures for, and that is probably because there is probably a very low anisotropic filtering enabled. So hopefully they add a new graphical setting which will work on that. To be honest, because it doesn't look very good, to say the least. I'm gonna pick up this. Oh, that was me. Okay. I mean, these guys are AI, but at least. Wait, I can't. Huh? I was pressing the reload button and it was ADSing. Huh. Wow, that's a very, very, very fun bug. Whatever. I should probably rebind my controls, but yeah, again. Huh. Might need to make this a bit smaller. Also, one major complaint I have about PUBG is that what went wrong here? Why? Look at my shoot button. Look how it can go off screen. Why can't my jump button and stuff go off screen? Right? I don't get it. Personally, I do not understand why this happens. Wait, did it just not save? Okay, all right. It was like, oh, did you want us to make changes? Okay, so that fixes the ADS bug. We're getting somewhere. Also, the one issue with PUBG that we're going to see already right now is that we're going to be doing nothing for quite a while. We're just going to be looting, and then maybe we'll see an enemy. But because these games are like 30 minutes each. Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, this M416 is beautiful. I was looking at my old control scheme. Man, like, I don't know how I played with it. Like this run button was like almost in like the middle of the screen, and then I was like doing this really cramped I think are cool. I still play like with the similar layout. I mean, just on like Fortnite and stuff, I play differently. And you know, people hate on Fortnite, but why? It's not bad, right? Like, yeah, the people who play it are like young and they're toxic. Okay. I forgot to add lean. That's really fun. I actually forgot to enable lean. It feels like just then, I can't really tell because I'm not running at 60, but I did feel like I was losing frames then actually. Oh my god. There's more. These are all AI, so while it looks cool, oh look at me, look how cool I am. It's just I'm just kidding AI, so you know. If only these guys are real. I haven't used the SKS yet. I say we have max health, so I'm not gonna use the drink. But yeah, I don't think this is the play running at you know, almost max graphical settings, but you know, like 50 FPS, because it definitely doesn't feel right in my opinion. You can definitely tell it isn't 60, and it doesn't look the best. Did I just say it doesn't look the best? It just doesn't feel right. That's literally all there is to it. Sure, you get nice shadows and stuff, but there you go. Now let me check. Oh my. So I'm just looking at the temperature. I just put my hands in the middle of the screen, and before playing this game, the iPad was cool, 100% cool. But this is probably the warmest an iPad's ever gotten while gaming. I think Critical Ops actually beats it, but I haven't made a video on Critical Ops yet. Critical Ops max settings 120 FPS would probably beat this. This is very warm. Yeah. So I've just put like a knuckle in the middle of the screen. It's probably like 70 degrees or something. There's a risk that this game could start thermal frosting, honestly. But as far as, let's just check out the back. The back of the iPad isn't as warm as the front. So the back of the iPad is perfectly fine to touch. But the center, really where the battery is, that's really hot. Let me test out the buttons. This sprint button, it's starting to get warm, but definitely fine to touch. The shoot button is fine. You see, like all the buttons that you need to press, they're all on the edge of the display, and therefore, it's fine. These buttons are fine, but the iPad itself is getting pretty darn hot. I'm using a case to like play on it, but if you're resting it on the table and then you took it off the table, that table would get very warm very quickly. But the only real important thing is the thermal throttling. Like, are we losing frames here? I can't tell. I don't think we are. No. It's just, it's not running at 60, so every time I swipe, like, right now it feels like I'm losing frames. But the reality is we're just not running at 60. Oh, this. Oh, we are definitely... Wow, okay. So, that was like 40-ish for a moment there. So definitely running at the maximum settings is not the play. And I mean, ask an esports pro, they want to put the least amount of strain on the iPad possible and get the highest FPS. FPS is more important than graphics, right? Look at CSGO. Do they play on the maximum settings? No, they don't. They play, oh yeah. And even like here, it's like losing frames. Huh. But what I was trying to say is, even the pros, they have the lowest graphical settings possible just to get those extra FPS, right? They do not care about graphics. But if you're a casual player, I would understand why you'd care about graphics a lot more. But honestly, I think medium settings and 60 FPS is the way to go, in my opinion. I've been recording for 15 minutes. I really want to like eliminate my guy in game, right? And then just go to the medium thing. But we can definitely tell that this iPad cannot maintain the maximum graphical settings as far as I could see. And I mean, we've been playing for 15 minutes. What if you're playing for an hour? Will it last, or what's going on? I don't think it would. But have they patched the jumping? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm just bad at timing. I think, man, this is the issue. These guys are AI. I need this guy to kill me. Right. I need you to, like, kill me. Come on. Bro, what are you doing? You need to kill me. Come on, bot. Please, bot. Please, bot. Please. Yes. 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 Come on. Please, bot. These guys. Guys. Huh. This is such a mess. Please finish me off. Please, guys. Oh, this is the most painful death there is. Come on. Finish me off. There we go, finally. So, I needed that because I want to be spending an hour on this game. Like, it's a fun game, but I don't want to spend an hour on it. I mean, we already saw that the device was struggling to keep the frame rate, right? So, in the late game, it'll probably get a lot worse, knowing my experience with the iPad Air 2. But now I'm going to move to balanced graphical settings and extreme FPS, which is 60. Now, me personally, if I was ever going to play this, I would have shadows off 100% and anti-aliasing off, because when you have anti-aliasing, it smooths out all like the curves, and therefore it's harder to see enemies. But I would also run at smooth graphics, just keep that in mind, right? So, what I'm going to do actually is arcade. Oh, I need to be level 10, okay. We'll continue doing the this map then. Let me just switch the region to Europe. Why is it selecting NA? Why you do this? Why you believe me? Let's get into this. What I also noticed is that, in fact, that wouldn't be relevant to you, but my ISP is blocked PUBG for some odd reason. I mean, I could call them out and fix it in a couple of seconds, but there you go. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you can feel the frames. Wow, that's a massive difference. Honestly, after playing a Ultra FPS, I actually think the Ultra was 45 FPS, and I think this is 160. This is not anything above 60, but this is 60 right there. Wow. If you look at the textures, I mean, you can't really tell a difference, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, you can't tell a difference. This is definitely the best way to go if you're playing this game. Let's have a look at the shadows. So the shadows definitely load a lot closer to you. The quality is about the same on the shadows as well, to be honest. I mean, the shadow toggles on or off, not, you know, high or low. So I actually think the shadows will look the same. But again, if you're playing, turn it off, because as well, shadows can conceal enemies. that's not what you want to do, right? Okay. I say we land farm again, we'll do the same thing. We'll play for like 15 minutes and we'll wrap it up. As far as the iPads goes, it's actually got on cooler. I mean, when I say cooler, I mean like 10 degrees cooler. It's still pretty darn hot, but it's definitely got on cooler. The buttons though, which is the important part, they are not at all concerningly hot. So that's the important part. You don't need to worry about that. We'll wait a bit and then we'll drop on the map. Also, just saying, You might notice Saunders Games is at the top right. Right, yeah. That's because that's my streaming channel. So if you enjoy my commentary and stuff, make sure you do subscribe to my stream channel. Links in the description. That would be the best place to catch me as well, live. If you want to ask questions and stuff. For this channel, I have like 30 phones. So I plan to benchmark every phone I have, and the iPad obviously. But I need to buy some adapters for the iPads. So only this Pro I can play on, but I also need to buy in fact, to be honest, currently the only devices I can benchmark are my MacBook Pro 16-inch. Oh my, this feels so much better already. Wow. Oh, this 60 FPS feels so good, and like the graphic, like it's not even like a downgrade really from Max. Probably, the texture quality is probably slightly reduced. The effects are probably slightly reduced, but it's a very small difference. I mean, look at these shadows. Like you do not want to be playing with shadows. Shadows are not the play at all. But this feels like we're playing an entirely. Oh my! How smooth that is. It feels like we're playing an entirely different game right here. It genuinely does. This is the way to play. Do not even consider playing on the other graphical setting. Wow. I wish they gave you the option to play 120. This game would really feel amazing if you could play 120 FPS, honestly. Right. Extending mag. Beautiful. That sounds like a AI. Thing is with the AI, you can never take risks, because that could have been a real play and I could have been finished right there, right? You never know with this game. That's why if I see an AI, I'm gonna shoot on sight, right? Obviously, in that case, where I wanted to die, I couldn't shoot on sight, because if I shoot them, then that kind of removes the point, the dying part. But yeah, if we look at the oh, this feels so smooth as well. I mean, the gun looks really good. I mean, look at it. It does actually look pretty darn nice. Like this game, there's a lot of thought into this game. 100%. The only real issue is the drinks and the heals. Those need some textures. They just forgot the textures. They're like, what's the texture anyway? I feel like playing in third person, because it has a high FOV, that would usually cause, reduced frames. Yeah, again, the iPad's actually cooling down even more. Wow. Like, it's actually cooling down. I think, in theory, in this mode, you could probably play and be 100% cool while doing it. Yeah, that's really cool. So this is definitely the way to play. And imagine you reduce the graphical settings again. To be fair, actually, thinking about it, the lowest graphical settings was made for the iPhone 5S. This is a bare bones game, right? Balance is where like the game actually looks like a game. I would say, like, if you don't care about graphics, play on low, obviously. But if you like kind of care, but not, that you don't care that much, I would really go for the balance, but obviously shadows off and anti-aliasing off. I mean, to be fair, the anti-aliasing isn't like, they're not using the Filmic SMAA 4 times. They're probably using like something a little less extreme than that, judging on this gameplay. So you probably wouldn't be the worst in the world, but the I mean, if I check for aliasing, you can't really see it, can you? I mean, these are moving objects. It's not that easy to tell. I mean, you can't really tell, to be fair. Nyo. Hey, what? Oh, okay. Right. That's a slight mistake. Where is the backpack? There we go. I'll do that. Oh man, I need to enable lean. Right, there we go. Huh. Wow. Yeah, and even driving, this feels so smooth. It just feels buttery smooth, man. Like, imagine this on 120 FPS. This would be golden. This would be golden. I don't really have a game plan, to be honest. I mean, we know that we are going against bots. These first couple of games. I say we go Pachinki. That's fine. It's the right direction. Remember back in the days playing with my friends, we used to win almost every game. Like, this was obviously we didn't have new accounts. I can't remember what rank we got to. Like right there. If he was not an AI, he would have shot me, and because I lost half health because I forgot this isn't Warzone, I would have been dead. But they don't allow you to move while healing. I think you have to stand up, to be fair, on that occasion. Let's use you. You can definitely tell I haven't customized these controls. I do think, because I spent 30 seconds for... There it is, that's an AI. I don't care. Oh, you touch my spaghetti. They really mean. I mean, look at those drinks. Like, just please add textures, man. I swear the other one was fine as well. That's so weird. Okay, there we go. In fact, what I'm gonna do. There we go. Get the max ammo. I had it 4 times, yeah. So, but I want to get another gun first. I'd really love the Car 98. Yeah, and this is the theme of poor filtering. Oh wow, did they really not code that in? Wow, I'm actually kind of disappointed. That's just a PNG they slapped on there. So you can see, look at that filtering. The filtering on this gun is not very good. And like, the speedometers don't even increase. Which I actually find very surprising that they didn't bother to code that in. Not gonna lie. That's actually very disappointing. That they just forgot about that. Like, no meme, I'm actually kind of disappointed at that. You know? Kind of, like, really? It's like, what happened? Did you forget? You know? Do you want me to remind you? On Twitter? Obviously, it's to, you know, help with frames. So, there we go. I felt like I was dropping a bit there. No, I wasn't. Okay, never mind. That's just me. That's just me. Oh, yes, please, yes. Oh, he has no ammo. Well, that's very cool. How do I see the How do I see the gun I dropped? There we go. Okay. Well, I'd really want to use this gun. Where'd it go? Like, I mean, obviously that guy was an AI, but what if he magically just killed me? Man, do these guys just not have ammo for the one gun I need? Really? Did you forget? Did you leave the ammo at home? Right? Where's the ammo, huh? Right? Like, this makes those heads so confused. Yeah, extended mag. Yeah, how am I going to use that? Magic? Or bullet loop? That's very nice. Oh. That was me by accident. The one issue I have in all games is that I keep on pressing the shoot button when I shouldn't be. The only issue I don't have it, the only game I don't have that issue in is Critical Ops, because there's only one shoot button, and that button isn't there. To be honest, nowadays I don't even use the right shoot button anymore. I always use the left one. I should just remove it, but sometimes you have an SMG, you just want to do that, to be honest. So that's why it exists. So let's go back to third person. So obviously you get an advantage and get the high FOV and stuff. And that's obviously going to be a bit more demanding on the game. Although to be fair, they could cheap out on the filtering on the gun while I'm in third person. Oh, this guy's an AI. Again. Does he really not have ammo for my gun? Oh. Not enough space. Right. Drop some stuff. And like all this junk right here that we're never gonna use. Alright. Beautiful. Probably want to have very cool. I love it when I shoot backs, and probably want to have my gun on so this one on auto obviously, but this one on semi-auto to hit those long range shots. So obviously if you're doing this, unless you're pro, which I'm not, then then I'm not gonna be hitting those shots. I'm gonna say, oh, there's a guy there. Is he ready for this? If he peeks, he's gonna have a little surprise. Oh, that's, wait, what? Man, if I just thought I saw someone, but there wasn't actually anyone there, I'm gonna be very shocked. I mean, if there was someone there, then oh, that's fun. Oh my god! No way! It's actually just, the temperature of the iPad is just going down while playing this. It's literally just going down. Wow! In theory, this could actually run cool. I mean, I don't think it will run fully cool, but I think it'll run close to it. I mean, the temperature's just been going down while I'm playing. Like last game it was going up. Probably was going to thermal throttle because of how demanding the graphics were. I bet it just has a really high view distance, render distance, whatever. And like this one has it reduced. That is my speculation, to be honest, of why it was so demanding. If you look at these cars, I mean, it doesn't look very good. I mean, there's obviously, we shouldn't be surprised, but there's going to be no tessellation and stuff on this game. So there you go. In fact, I was going to say let's go for the win. If I put a blindfold on, we would win this game, to be honest, because obviously this is the this is a new account, so they're going to send bots their way. I think they do this with Fortnite as well, actually. So I can't really blame them. At first it's just annoying, but then you realise there's a reason behind it. Obviously, if you're a newer player, you don't want to face Pro Man Fuzan, right? Do you want to face him? I don't want to face him. But what I would love to do is find the bot. I say the next bot we find, went it off here. Honestly. Overall, I think this experience is amazing. Do I think you could get the same experience on older iPads though? Yeah, I do actually. But you're going to have the exact same experience on this as the iPad Pro 2020. So if you're choosing between the 2018 or 2020, get the 2018, 100%. If they make a late 2020 iPad, because obviously the early 2021 was just the 2018 one with a extra GPU core. PUBG's never going to utilize that GPU core. It's like such a small performance gain. It's not worth their time. I'm very tempted to block off the bridge. I am going to block off the bridge. Right, we're blocking off the bridge then. It's official. And then hopefully an AI comes here and then we can finish it off. If there is a real player, the off chance, we will SOS. But the second I find a bot again. Yeah, we have enough vehicles as well. Man, I just wish, because obviously bots probably aren't going to drive across. But I really do wish that a real player comes. I mean, this car actually looks kind of nice. Obviously, how it looks on the ground, it just feels off. And there's no vehicle shadow as well, which also looks off. Like, very off. Okay, let's get to the final vehicle. I need to block off this side. I don't think I need to actually. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at what we can do. I mean, a motorbike could get through there, but it'll be not easy, to say the least. Not easy. 100% not easy. I mean, even the running. I mean, obviously the hand doesn't look very good, but remember, this is a mobile game, and there also is like what looks off is there is no player shadow. I guess that's why the device was heating so much, because it had a player shadow, probably a weapon shadow, and you know, vehicle shadow, all that stuff. And maybe the shadows were dynamic. I couldn't see any of that though. Obviously the player shadow was dynamic, and like the vehicle shadow, but I don't think the trees have dynamic shadows at all, in my opinion. I do not think that is the case. Alright. Like, how did you get there? Like, obviously, you're a bot. Right. It all ends now. Do it to me. I'm literally right in front of him. This is where it makes no sense. Now, you can clearly tell it's a bot, because if those were real rounds, I would have been gone. Come on. In fact, do not run into this. I'm gonna actually just try and block this off properly. Right. While we wait for him to kill me. Liz, he's so mean. Right. Oh my, if I fell into the water. Right. Come on, my boy. There we go. I don't think it's possible for a car to get through those gaps, to be honest. Come on. No, shoot me. No, we killed him. How dare you do such a disrespectful thing to my teammate? Oh, it's not serious. Come on. Take your time. Look at me. I'm so cool. Man, hurry up. Well, imagine what PUBG thinks if I can't kill this bot. Nice single fire. Look how much recoil control there is. When you start shooting fast, then it becomes a bit out of control, but shoot a bit further away and boom. If I had a grenade, I could have died by now. Yes, I could leave the game. You know what, dude? This is the end of the video, I say. Overall, great gaming experience. If you run at maximum graphical settings, it's going to thermal throttle, you saw right there, and the game starts to perform very bad. And also, you're not even running at 60, so I would not advise it. But balance 60, I advise you turn off anti-aliasing and shadows, and then that's probably the best gaming experience you'll get. Just look at the floor here. The texturing on the floor is really bad. Come on. How can you miss someone point blank? This is what makes no sense about these bots. Come on! There we go. Finally. Right, beautiful. Right, that's it. That is it. If you watch the entire 40 minutes, you are the GOAT, but I prefer pigeons. What did I just say? Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Subscribe for more, and bye-bye.